Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning into this video, and I'd like to wish everybody a happy new year and a happy 2020. I would like to wish all my viewers the best year of your life in 2020. But to get right into it, today's topic is we're talking about team basketball offense, in particular modern day efficient basketball offense. Now I'm hoping this is going to be a three-part series. Today is the first of that video series, and we're just going to look into some data and ways that things have been trending here for the last 10 years. In particular, the last 5 years has really been trending in one direction, and we're going to look at some data to support why it is trending that way, and also some ideas on how, if you're a player, you can apply some of this data to help you bring value to your team, whether you're at the high school, college, or professional level, or if you're a coach, how this data can help you hopefully curve your already winning philosophy and your winning concepts. You can help curve them a little bit to help you win some more games. So this hopefully is going to bring value to players and coaches around the world. And I presented a little slideshow or PowerPoint presentations to better help illustrate some of the things that I'm talking about so you can actually visually see the data. So without further ado, let's go into these slides so I can drop some serious knowledge bombs today. As of today, there are 12 teams in the NBA with a 60% win percentage. So if you can take that, we're talking about offense today, so you can take a quick look at the 9 of those top 12 teams are in the top 13 in three-point field goal percentage. 9 of those 12 teams are in the top 12 of effective field goal percentage, which adds your threes and your two-point attempts together. 10 of those 12 teams are in the top 14 of true shooting percentage. And true shooting percentage adds your free throw percentage, your two-point field goal percentage, and your three-point field goal percentage. Efficient offense equals winning. That is a very high determining factor when you're looking at winning teams in the NBA. Points per shot. These percentages here are just ballpark figures, and we can take a look here at what that translates to per 100 possessions. So if you were to shoot 50% from the field and only take 2-point shots in a game per 100 possessions, that equals 100 points. Same thing, 35%. If you were only to shoot threes over 100 possessions and you were to shoot 35%, which is a good percentage, solid percentage, that equals 105 points per 100 possessions. And then if you were every possession, you were to get fouled 100 straight possessions and go to the line, you normally shoot 2 per possession, and you shoot 75%, which is a good percentage as a team, that equals 1.5 points per shot, and that equals 150 points over 100 possessions. So you can see the value here is emphasized, why the three-point shot is valuable, why throws are valuable. In today's basketball, the way it's been trending is the emphasis on free throws, and for good reason, and three-point shots. Now this is the NBA. These are just the translations to the NBA average. So as you can see, 52% from 2 is 104 points per 100 possessions. If you shoot 52%, if you shoot 36 from 3, that's 4 points better per 100 possessions. And then free throws at 77% is a whopping 154 points per 100 possessions. Again, the emphasis on what is valuable. Again, we're looking at NBA averages here. This is the average in the NBA. Shooting inside the restricted area, 62%. Shooting inside 5 feet is 60%. I just went over the free throws. And this is interesting down here. The NBA average off of catch and shoot threes, 37%. It's 5% less if you're shooting off of the dribble threes. I think, in generally speaking, you shoot better off the catch than you do off the dribble. But take a look. I want to put a special emphasis on inside of 5 feet. 60%, inside the restricted area is 62% because the NBA average on a 2-point field goal outside of 5 feet is 40%. But you can notice a huge difference on why people are attacking the rim more and people are excluding or trying to weed out some of these mid-range jump shots, especially things 17 feet and beyond to the three. They're worth the same amount, but inside 5 feet, they're 60%. Outside of 5 feet, they're 40%. Now, with the data that we have went over in the previous slides, these are the types of shots I believe players and teams should be hunting. Uncontested layups, because those are all within 5 feet. And guess what? If they're 62% overall, that means if they're uncontested, they're probably 90 to 95%. Another type of shot, anything going to the basket on balance or under control. So if you're going to the basket, if you're shooting something inside of 5 feet, I like your percentages. That is also connected. You have a better chance of getting fouled if you're attacking the basket under control on balance to shoot free throws. You have a more likelihood to shoot free throws. And then also catch and shoot rhythm uncontested threes. If you can shoot 35% from three, that means on uncontested catch and shoot, when you're in rhythm threes, you should be able to shoot 5% better, 10% better, somewhere between 40 to 45% on uncontested catch and shoot rhythm threes. Not just threes, uncontested threes that are in rhythm off of the catch. Now this middle one, uncontested jump shots or floaters 16 feet and in. I coach at the professional level, so I believe that if you're uncontested at 15 feet and you're a pro, you should be able to make that. If you're a scholarship player in college, you should be able to make that. If you're a good high school player, you should be able to make that. The key thing is uncontested. If I'm uncontested from 15 feet, I have trust that you should be able to make a high percentage of these shots 16 feet and in. These are the shots that I believe teams should be hunting. And here's a little example of a sample 40-minute game. There's usually 80 to 90 possessions per game in a 40-minute game. This is assuming both teams have 85 possessions, each of them have 10 turnovers, and they have the same number of offensive rebounds, so they have as many opportunities to score. So you look at Team A, and they run they're utilizing the three and they're utilizing the free throws. They're running a typical offense, a normal offense that doesn't put a lot of emphasis on anything. They're just going out there and playing and taking what the defense gives them. You can see their 2-point percentage is good, 50%. They took 44 2-point field goal attempts. They took 24 3-point attempts, and they shot a good percentage as a team, 35. They shot a decent number of free throws at 14, at 70%, 79 points. Now, Team B utilized more of a offense, a modern-day offense that I'm talking about here, utilizing the data that I have given you, emphasizing certain types of shots. And they shot similarly, as you can see, from three and at the free throw line as Team A. But they took only, in comparison to 44 attempts, they took 38 attempts from two. But they put an emphasis on going to the basket, shooting within 5 feet. That's why their percentage is just 3% better. Only 3% better. They shot 3 more threes. And because they attacked the basket more, and because they put an emphasis on shooting 5 feet and in, they got fouled a few more times. They shot the same percentage. But as you can see, because they tweaked their offense and shot a few more shots 5 feet and in, they shot a few more threes. Because they attacked the basket more, they shot a few more free throws at the same percentage. They're 3 points better, and they win this game just by tweaking their offense to attack the basket more, to shoot a few more threes, hopefully get fouled a few more. They're winning that game by 3 points. The best field goal percentage in the NBA right now is the Milwaukee Bucks at 48%. The worst is the Knicks, but the difference is just 5%. Same thing with the 3-point percentage. The Heat right now, who are having a great season, the best three-point percentage in the league. The Hawks have the worst. Just a less than 7%, 6.7%. So how can you improve? As you can see, there's a small gap between 5 and 7%. You don't think of 5% or 7% of being that big of a difference, but it is. That's why emphasizing these things, shot selection, the type of offense you run, the overall macro concept of your team and each player matters. So how can you improve your shooting percentages to give yourself a chance, a better chance at winning? Player development. Every team should have a player development program. Every player should want to get better, should want to develop. That basically means just practice. Practice your shooting, practice your free throws, practice game-type situations, game-type finishes, going to the basket. Work on your shooting. Work at things that you want to perfect and develop that part of your game. Get out in transition. That's a great way to get some things going to the basket, to get free throws, to get some uncontested layups, to get shots 5 feet and in. Also, you can walk into open transition threes as well. If you get out in transition and run at every opportunity, not just off of turnovers, but also miss shots, also miss or made free throws, also made shots. Push it back in transition to try to get those early attempts that are quality attempts at the basket. Executing quality half-court offense. How is your screening? How is your cutting? How is your passing? How is your pace? What types of shots are you emphasizing out of your half-court offense? Are you forcing the defense into making mistakes so you can get those quality looks that are going to increase your percentage? And also your shot selection. Shot selection is big. I'm a firm believer in shot selection, and it matters in the success of your team. If you're shooting more contested shots than open shots, guess what? Your percentage is going to be lower. So you want to work to get open shots, shoot the open ones, attack the basket. So these are all ways that you can improve your percentages. And like I said, an improvement of 5%, an improvement of 7% can make the world of difference between you being very good or being very bad in a very important aspect of the basketball game that you are trying to win. So as we saw in the first slide, efficient, effective offense equals winning. Boom! So there you have it. A lot of information to digest there, but this is just a way to look at things at a macro level to kind of see why offenses have been trending the way they have for the last 5 to 10 years. A lot of these concepts you can actually apply to your defense as well if you're a coach. You know, if you can defend 5 feet and in, well, if you can defend the three-point line, if you can force teams to shoot outside of 5 feet and contest them out to the three-point line, that's going to help your defense. And I'm a firm believer that good offense, good efficient offense also helps your defense, gives yourself a chance to get set and defend the other team 5-on-5 rather than in transition or off of long rebounds and whatnot. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, enjoyed this content. In my next video that hopefully I can get out next week, I will be diving into these facts and really getting in there and talking micro. We talked a lot of macro, but talking micro, how we can emphasize these things to our teams, and as a player, how you can apply these things to bring value to your team. So you can look forward to that. But if you like this video, I'd like to encourage you to hit the thumbs up like button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get updated on my new and upcoming videos. Happy New Year, everyone. Have a great first week of 2020, and I'll see you again very soon talking basketball, modern, efficient basketball offense. See you then.